My name is Sarah, welcome to the It is a Sarah podcast. Today it is Monday, April 13, 2026, and in this episode I will share my handwerk perikelen. That's a Dutch word for my creative adventures from this week with you. I'm coming to you from the Netherlands, so excuse my Dutchy English. I love to knit, I love to crochet, and I love to talk, so that's the perfect combination for making this podcast. I make my episodes in Dutch and in English. You can watch both if you want to. I add subtitles everywhere. If you miss a specific language, please let me know and I will check if I can add them afterwards. I have 3 things I want to talk about today. I have a finished object. I am wearing a new cardigan. I also had a kind of a knitting accident. No, it was not really a knitting accident. Something accidentally happened with my newest knitting, my most recent finished shawl. That was not really HeartJumping actually. And I am also doing a test crochet. I don't know if you call it like that. I'm testing a crochet pattern. So I want to share a little bit about that as well, because I mainly worked on those 3 projects this week. No, that's not true. I mainly worked on my cardigan and the crochet test, and a little small Sophie scarf I made for my sister-in-law, but I already gave that away. So maybe I can insert a little picture. It was my plan to knit it for myself because I still am not the owner of a Sophie shawl. Until quite recently I never thought I needed a Sophie shawl, a Sophie scarf. I liked it when other people were wearing the scarf, but it was not really my thing until I made one for my mother-in-law. And I tried it on myself and I thought, oh, this is actually pretty good. And then I made one for my mom, and then I casted a 3rd one on and I thought this one will be for me, but it was just a perfect color for my sister-in-law. She's a ginger and it was a little bit of a brown, greenish, beautiful hand dyed by my friend for the Advent of 2025 yarn. And I thought, okay, it's hers, and it was her birthday, so I gave it this weekend and she was very happy, and now I want one myself, a brown one, I guess. So maybe I will cast on one pretty soon. I'm really into the Sophie scarf because, yeah, it is addictive. All the small scarves. I understand you all right now. But today I am wearing my newest cardigan. I'm very happy I can wear it. It's an Icelandic yarn cardigan, and in April in the Netherlands the weather can change a bit. It can be quite warm already, and quite warm is around 20 degrees. But it can also be quite cold. It is a little bit of a transition month in between winter and summer. It is really spring weather. And I was very happy. I am very happy I can wear a rustic yarn item because when it gets a little bit warmer, it got itchy on me. It will get itchy. It will get itchy on me, and that's always a sad thing. When you just finish something, you want to wear it all the time. So I am doing that right now. This cardigan is actually not an original cardigan pattern. Let me stand up so you can see it. It's a sweater pattern. The Stakit sweater is a pattern by Lonneke from FiberTales. I must confess I forgot to check what the name Stakit is about. I think it's a plant or something, but I am not sure. I know Lonneke always chooses Danish, because she's from Denmark, Danish names for her patterns, but I actually don't know what it means. The moment I saw the sweater, I bought the pattern immediately. I love the look of it. It is quite graphic. It's very easy color work. It was a very big oversized sweater. That's not really my style, but I just loved it. I love the color combinations, and I must confess, normally one of the fun parts for me is always to finding a color combination I like, and I don't think I quite often follow the designer's color combinations. Not because I don't like them, quite often I like them, but it's just I love to put my own sauce over it, some Sarah sauce, and it's my way to make it myself, to create it myself. But with this one I immediately thought, oh, I love that color combination, so I just copied it. It is not the same yarn. I knitted with Let Lopi. I don't have the color numbers with me, only this one because there's a label and I was too lazy to check. But I have a beautiful rusty brown. This is a bit of a charcoal grayish black. And then I have this white. Doorbell's ringing, but I think someone's downstairs, so I don't have to open it. And this is, let me check, color number 51. So it's very high contrast. Yeah, I love it. I really love it. The pattern is originally meant as a sweater, but I don't wear sweaters like that. I am struggling with the construction. I love the narrow fit with round yoke sweaters, but the shoulder shaping is a little bit of a problem. So I think I just will knit oversized sweaters to avoid that problem, and I can still knit the round yoke. So the main reason why I turned it into a cardigan is because I really love those throw over cardigans, which are quite big. So you can wear them as a jacket and you can throw them over another garment. I'm not wearing a woolly sweater under it right now because that would be too warm, but this weekend we were camping and I was wearing a woolen sweater under this cardigan, and there was enough space in the sleeves and also in the body. Most of the time I wear my cardigans open fronted with a big shawl and a sweater under it, and it's perfectly fine. So I really love it. And also I love to share my cardigans with my girls. Especially my youngest girl, she's wearing my cardigans all the time. When it's cold downstairs, we don't really have a warm house. Also as an extra woolly layer, and she loved this one as well, so she was wearing it, and we are fighting. No, we are not fighting about it because I'm first. I made it. But that's really fun. So yeah, what did I do? I talked about it before a few times, and I linked the episodes in which I talked about it in my Ravelry project page. So if you really are curious to the beginning part, please check those links. What I did do to turn it from a sweater into a cardigan, the most important thing is your beginning of round, because when you are knitting a sweater, the beginning of round is at your back neck, and especially when you are making short rows, which are involved in the pattern. It is important to do something not really special, but you place the beginning of round in the front. I started with knitting the ribbing back and forth, just the same amount of stitches as the pattern recommended. I knitted size small, I think that's how she called it. I checked the bust circumference, but I didn't compare it afterwards. I think it was size small. It is meant as a very oversized sweater. So I casted on the same amount of stitches as Lonneke did for the sweater, only I didn't join in the round but knitted back and forth. And I might have casted on 2 extra stitches. I can't remember that. Oh no, I didn't. Oh, I did. So I started. I think I also did knit to purl to. I don't know if she used that for the pattern. I can't remember. It's important when you are doing a knit to purl to rib, you start and end your ribbing with 3 knit stitches, or when you are knitting at the wrong side with 3 purl stitches, because when you are picking up stitches for the other bottom band, one of the 3 stitches will disappear in the pickup part, and now I still have those 2 knit to stitches for the knit 2 column. Oh, I don't know if I'm in a really good mood to explain things today. I'm sorry. My head is a little bit fuzzy. So I'm sorry for that, but I will try. So I started knitting the ribbing, and then when the ribbing was finished, I added 5 stick stitches. I think 3 would have been enough, but I was doubting, so I did 5. And then when you start knitting the short rows, it is important you need to knit to the back before you start following the instructions. But it's not hard to do, but you need to be aware of that because you don't want your short rows at the front. So yeah, I did do that. I did another modification, and that was actually a suggestion by Lonneke herself. She said if you want less positive ease in the body part, don't go down a size because the sleeves will be out of balance. The sleeve might be too narrow, but you can adjust the amount of increases at the last row. I think you have 4 increase rounds. I'm not sure, but you have a few increase rounds, and she said when you want a smaller body, less ease at the body, play with your increases. I did play with my increases at the last 2 increase rounds because I didn't want to have it too big, and I need to calculate it. She talks you through that, but I found a knitting calculator. And I know I talked about it before, with the increases Lonneke used. I think she uses left-leaning increases, and I was a little bit confused. Do I need to count the stitch? How do I need to count the stitch? And there was a knitting calculator in which you can choose the kind of increases, and it explains it very well, and it was on Yarnsop, and I also shared the link in my Ravelry project page. So that was very helpful. And then I just followed the rest of the pattern. It's a very easy pattern. It's absolutely beginner friendly. I used a lot of needles. I used 3.25mm needles for the ribbing. I used 4.5mm needles for the stockinette part at the body. 5mm needles for the colorwork part at the body. And 5mm needles for the stockinette part at the sleeves, and 5.5mm needles for the colorwork at the sleeves. I always go down 1 needle size for the sleeves because otherwise it will be too tight. And I think it worked out pretty good. Of course, the gauge of the colorwork is always a little bit tighter, but yeah, it is very nice. Knitting stripes is addictive. It's very you get very motivated to knit to the next stripe, and yeah, it was, of course, it's a worsted weight, so it was flying off my needles, although I was not working on it all the time. Then I sticked it. I showed it a little bit in my Dutch episode, today's Dutch episode. I was doubting about the button band. I thought I made my buttonholes in the middle of the button band, but it looks as if they are a little bit more to that part. Then I chose buttons which were actually pretty big. The color was perfect, but they were so big, and I made 8 buttonholes and it was way too much. And then I found these buttons in my stash. I actually bought them quite recently. For on a skirt or on a dress, but they are on a cardigan right now. And these buttons are smaller, and yeah, I love them. The only thing was that the button band was the buttonholes were a little bit on the big side, so I made every buttonhole a little bit smaller. So yeah, with just some yarn in the main color. It was a quick task. The buttons, I will never wear this cardigan close. It's always a challenge for me to get a nice finish on the button band, but I don't wear my sweaters buttons. So yeah, maybe with 1 button. So I think we are good. I also made some facing. it gives extra fabric. That was my problem with another garment, but because this one has so much ease, it is no problem that there is a little bit extra facing. You cannot really see it, maybe a little bit, and I really love the nice and neat edging, especially because I am wearing this cardigan open fronted, so it is actually quite visible. So yeah, it's really a warm woolly layer. We had a camping trip last weekend and it was actually pretty cold. It was good weather, a little bit of rain, but mainly good spring weather. But the evenings and the mornings were quite cold. I even slept in the cardigan. And yeah, it was the perfect woolly layer. The length of the sleeves is nice. I can really, yeah, it is just perfect. I'm really happy with it. And yeah, I think my need for knitting round yoke garments can be catched in this cardigan style. I think I will be okay with this cardigan style. I love the fitted look of the round yoke items, but maybe I can let that go and I just will knit those oversized, big, warm, woolly sweaters, which I can wear instead of jackets, and my girls can wear and we can wear. So yeah, I have a lot of Let Lopi in my stash, so I can play with it. I don't think I will cast on another one before the summer start. I have an Elephos Lopi garment on my needles, so I think I will finish that and then it will get too warm. But I'm very happy I can wear this right now before I will store it for summer. Okay, I made a project page in my knitting book. Let's see if I forgot some information to share with you. I love my messy drawings. They are really satisfying and it's actually pretty good for a perfectionist. Yeah, I'm really happy with imperfect drawings. My gauge is 16 stitches, 24 rows. My cardigan weighs 424 grams. It's actually quite light-weighted and yeah, the fabric is very airy and lovely. My bust circumference is 104 centimeter. I think that's around about 41 inch. We don't use inches in the Netherlands. I thought my bust circumference would be a little bit more, but I'm doubting. I thought it would be more 110, 115, but I forgot to check with the pattern. So, but it's perfect. It's exactly how I want it to be. But it's actually quite weird. That's why I don't swatch. Yeah, I don't know if I picked the right size. I do know because I'm very happy with my finished garment, but I don't really follow the process, how my head and my hands are creating a garment together by thinking they are following the pattern, but actually are not following the pattern. Yeah, but it's okay. The length from the back neck to the down ribbing is 58 centimeters. That's a little bit in between. It's not a long cardigan, it's also not a short cardigan. Yeah, I only love this length when I wear it open fronted. When I would wear it closed, I wouldn't love it. But this way it's perfect. My sleeves are 41 centimeters and I really love this sleeve length. I can fold my ribbing if I want to, if I need my hands for doing the dishes or something else. But I can also really snuggle in and I love that. Yeah, I think I told all. Yeah, all the information is there. So finished object, happy Sarah, and let's go to the next one. But before, I had this sad accident. My newest shawl. I'm so happy with my shawl. This was also part of my camping outfit and my shawl's getting softer and softer. It was a little bit itchy the first few days, but that's disappearing by wearing it and I'm so happy with this shawl. This is my traveler shawl, an Andrea Mowry pattern. It was quite a thing to make, so I was so happy finishing it, but I damaged it. It was around my neck and we were at the camping place with our camper van and I need to grab something inside and it's very small inside. So we had our bed and I was leaning and this point of the shawl was, I was leaning on the bed with my knee, and this point of the shawl was between my knee and the bed. And I was reaching to something behind, and quite some force was on my shawl. I was not aware of it until I heard a sound I didn't want to hear. It was a breaking sound, a breaking yarn sound. I cannot remake that sound. Yeah, I can, but I won't. I immediately knew what it was, although I don't think I ever heard it. Oh, of course, I heard all the time when I break my yarn this way, but that was meant to be, and this was not meant to be. So I heard the sound and I freezed, and I thought, oh no! And my husband asked, "Is there a problem?" And I said, "Yes, I think there is." And then I rubbed my shawl off my neck, and then I need to search, and I hoped I was wrong, but I wasn't. It was breaking yarn, I heard. Here it is. Yes, it is there. My I-cord did break. This is not what you want when you have a shawl just finished. It is a single ply yarn, which actually breaks very easy when you need to break your yarn. And not during the knitting part, but also now. So I was really sad. It is also rustic yarn, so I could wear the shawl. The stitches are not going anywhere. I have more shawls with this problem. They are in my fixing bag for over a year now. I haven't fixed them. Yeah, what shall I do? I will weave in. I think I just will pick up. I think I will fix it nice and neat, but not invisible. I think it's not my goal to fix it invisible. I will just pick up some stitches, knit some extra fabric. I can fold over the damaged place. I will reinforce the damaged place. Maybe I can do it by hand. Maybe I can even do it by a sewing machine. And then I will make a little tiny swatch, and I will fold it over, and then it is a label. I was thinking of doing it in a very contrasting color yarn as a design motif, but I don't think I can handle that. We shall see. So I think I will do it in the same yarn because it's rustic and all the yarn will stick together and it will reinforce it even more. So it is not really a problem, but it was really for a few seconds. And then I thought, okay, this is not a worse thing. You can make it. Yeah. So yeah. Last but not least, a very HeartJumping project I want to share with you. It is not finished. It's my newest cast on from this week. I had a very busy week. There was not much knitting time. I did knit on my socks, on my stripy socks, and I finished this one and the Sophie shawl, but there was not more. My sweater is still hanging there. I think I told about it last week. I didn't touch my Olga sweater. But I have a friend, a Dutch knitting friend, and her name is Lonneke, and she is not a designer at all. She's a crocheter and a knitter, but she was playing with her crochet hook and her yarn, and she was crocheting the most adorable vest pattern for her 4-year-old daughter. And then she realized, I want one myself. I want one myself. I was saying it correctly, I think. The same cardigan, but then in an adult version. So she played with it and she made one herself. And then she thought, maybe it was such a quick crochet project. Maybe I can collect different sizes so I can make one for a friend or whatever. Or so she thought, I will make a document. Suddenly she was creating a pattern. That was not her plan, but when you are playing and you are having fun, nice things can happen. So she is running a test crochet at the moment. I think she is still searching for a few sizes. I don't know, the bigger sizes. she couldn't find any testers for that. It's quite a size, it is a size inclusive pattern, but I don't know it by head how big. I will link down her Instagram account down below. That's in Dutch. The pattern is in English and in Dutch. So if you are interested in crocheting a bigger size, I think you can contact her. But I started my project and I only crocheted a small part. So I just want to give you a quick look. I'm crocheting with Holst Super Soft. I'm holding it double. I'm changing colors every row. I am not carrying the yarn because I got really frustrated with all the yarns attached. The Super Soft is quite, it sticks together all the time. So, and working with 1 cone and 3 yarn balls attached to one garment, I'm not made for that. So I thought, weaving in yarn ends is way less frustrating for me than working with all the cones and all the balls. I had the same feeling with my Olga sweater. So I am making this, and it is really a quick project. It's flying off your needles. Let's see. But I really love it. How far? I need to crochet a little part and then I can join, and then I can see how the fit will be. And yeah, I love granny stripes. It is called a Happy Granny Vest. So really exciting, and I can't wait to crochet further. And of course I will keep you updated when it's finished and if there will be a pattern. And yeah, I really love it when people are playing and some nice things are happening. And the granny stitch is my all-time favorite crochet stitch. I really love the vintage vibe it gives, and yeah, you can play with it with all the colors. You can make plain ones or color blocked ones or just a fancy stripe in the middle. Yeah. So yeah, if the fit is okay, if I love the fit, I will definitely make more because it is really addictive. I'm crocheting on 4.5mm needle to get the right gauge, and it is really growing very, very fast. So a quick crochet project. Yeah, really lovely. Okay, that was it for today. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you will have a lovely week filled with a lot of heart jumping moments. I hope to finish my crochet vest, and I also want to pick up my, how it's called, my Gudrun Johnston vest with the color work. I'm slowly finishing things, trying not to cast on new things, except socks. I'm making socks all the time, so I'm still in the finishing mood, and I'm really looking forward to pick up that vest. It would be lovely to wear right now. So yeah, I hope I can give you an update next episode. Thank you for watching, thank you for being here, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye!